Somewhere in Manila right now, a man named Rafael is standing at a remittance counter. He has been working construction in Dubai for 11 months. He sends money home every month, to his wife, to his 2 daughters, to the mortgage on the house they have been building for 4 years. He hands over his dirhams, he waits, the clerk processes the transaction through a correspondent banking chain that winds through 3 intermediaries across 2 continents. It will take 3 to 5 business days to arrive, and by the time it does, the fees, the exchange spread, the intermediary charges, the receiving bank's cut will have taken somewhere between 5 and 8% of everything he worked to send. Rafael does not know this is broken, he just knows it is expensive and slow, and he has been doing it every month for 11 years. Because this is simply how money moves in the world he lives in, slowly, expensively, through systems built for a different century. Now picture the same man in 10 years. He picks up his phone, he transfers his month's earnings in 4 seconds. The fee is a fraction of a penny. His wife receives the full amount in local currency before he puts his phone back in his pocket. No intermediary, no 3-day wait, no percentage skimmed off the top by a chain of institutions he has never heard of. He does not know the name of the technology that made this possible. He just knows that the world got a little smaller, that the distance between Dubai and Manila collapsed into a 4-second transaction, and that for the first time in his working life, every dirham he earned actually arrived at home. That is what we are talking about in this video. Not a price chart, not a market cap ranking, not a token that trends on crypto Twitter. The technology that made the world smaller, and the coin, the specific, documented, verified coin that is being built to make the version of the story I just told you the standard experience for every person on Earth who moves money across a border. Before we name it, let's understand the problem it was designed to solve, because the depth of the problem is the only thing that makes the scale of the solution comprehensible. The global cross-border payment market processed $194.6 trillion in 2024. By 2032, that number is projected to reach $320 trillion. $320 trillion, moving between countries, across currencies, through the correspondent banking networks that have been the backbone of international finance since the 1970s. And that system, the one built over 50 years of financial infrastructure, has a problem so fundamental that the people inside it accept it the way Rafael accepts the 5 to 8% fee, as simply the price of the world working the way it works. Here is the problem. SWIFT, the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication, connects over 11,500 financial institutions across more than 200 countries. It is the messaging backbone of global finance. But SWIFT does not move money, it moves instructions. The actual funds, the physical value, move through a chain of correspondent banks. Bank A in Dubai does not have a direct relationship with Bank B in Manila, so it routes the transaction through Bank C in Singapore, which has a relationship with Bank D in Hong Kong, which has a relationship with Bank E in the Philippines, which finally credits the account at Bank B. Every bank in that chain takes a fee, every handoff takes time, and up to 80% of all payment delays in this system occur not in the initial transmission, but after the funds reach the destination country, still moving through local correspondent chains before they arrive at the actual recipient. The technology for instant global communication has existed since the invention of the internet, but the technology for instant global value transfer, for actually moving money the way we move email, has been absent for 50 years of financial infrastructure development, until now. In 2025, the ISO20022 messaging standard went fully live across the SWIFT network. Every bank-to-bank payment message on the global financial system now travels in a structured data format that carries more information, makes fewer errors, and enables straight-through processing at a rate that JP Morgan has confirmed at 99.5%. 75% of cross-border payments under the new standard now reach beneficiaries within 10 minutes. That is an extraordinary improvement over the 3 to 5 business day norm, but it is still not 4 seconds, and it is still not a fraction of a penny. Because ISO 20022 is a messaging upgrade. It is not a settlement upgrade. The correspondent banking chain is still there. The fees are still there. The hands are still in the middle. The standard changed the language of the conversation. It did not change the speed of the plumbing. That is where this coin enters the story. Stellar, XLM, built in 2014 by Jed McCaleb, the same architect who co-designed XRP, with a specific, stated, singular mission to make cross-border value transfer as easy and as cheap as sending an email, not a metaphor, the actual design objective. And the way Stellar was built to achieve it is worth understanding clearly, because the elegance of the architecture is the thing that makes the story genuinely cinematic. When you send an email, you do not think about the servers. You type the words, you click send, and the message arrives. The infrastructure is invisible. Stellar was designed so moving money works the same way. You initiate a transfer. On the sending end, an entity called an anchor, a licensed financial service provider embedded in the local economy, accepts your local currency and converts it into a digital representation on the Stellar network. The network moves that digital value in 3 to 5 seconds across any distance on Earth. And on the receiving end, another anchor converts it back to local currency and delivers it to the recipient's account or wallet. The person sending the money does not need to understand what happened in the middle. They just know it arrived. The infrastructure is invisible. The transaction is instant. The fee is a fraction of a penny, 0.00002 XLM per transaction, fractions of a cent. And in the middle of every one of those transfers, bridging the currency conversion, providing the liquidity between the sending and receiving anchor, is XLM, acting not as a speculative asset, but as a functional mechanism, the bridge currency that makes the conversion possible without requiring both sides to maintain pre-funded accounts in each other's currency. It settles in 3 to 5 seconds. It disappears back into the liquidity pool, and the people using the network, the Raphaels of the world, never see it. They just know the money arrived. Now let's talk about what has actually been built on this infrastructure as of March 2026, because the documentary story only lands if the evidence is real, and the evidence is more real than most people holding XLM have been told. Franklin Templeton, one of the largest asset management firms in the world with over $1.5 trillion in assets under management, launched on-chain U.S. government money fund on Stellar and currently holds $270 million in tokenized U.S. treasuries on the network, not in a test environment, on production mainnet. Ondo Finance is on Stellar. Together, the tokenized asset base on the Stellar network now exceeds $1.2 billion. The Stellar Development Foundation has publicly targeted $3 billion in tokenized real-world assets by end of 2025, a goal that reflects the institutional momentum already documented on the network. PayPal deployed its stablecoin PUSD on Stellar in June of 2025, specifically because of the network's speed and cost profile for payment applications. PayPal has over 250 million active accounts globally. The deployment means that hundreds of millions of people could theoretically access Stellar's payment rails through a product they already have on their phone. MoneyGram, operating in over 180 countries, built a live integration with Stellar that allows cash to crypto and crypto to cash conversion at MoneyGram locations globally. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees used Stellar to deliver USDC-based aid directly to displaced people in Ukraine, cutting administrative overhead by 25% and delivering funds to people who had no bank accounts through a MoneyGram-powered Stellar wallet. IBM built WorldWire on Stellar infrastructure, a wholesale payments network processing real-time cross-border transactions in over 50 countries. WisdomTree launched a physically backed XLM exchange-traded product across European exchanges in October of 2025, and on February 9th of 2026, 43 days ago, CME Group listed XLM Futures, the most regulated, institutionally credible derivatives exchange on Earth. You do not receive a CME listing without documented institutional demand, regulatory clearance, and a product determination by the exchange's board. That listing is not a marketing event. It is a formal acknowledgement that institutional traders need regulated instruments to manage exposure to the Stellar network because the exposure is real enough to warrant hedging. Then came Protocol 25, named X-Ray by the Stellar Development Foundation and launched on January 22nd of 2026. X-Ray brought native zero-knowledge cryptography to the Stellar network, meaning that institutions can now make provably compliant, regulator-friendly private transactions directly on-chain, not in a separate privacy layer, native to the protocol itself. For a bank or a payment provider that needs to satisfy AML and KYC requirements while processing transactions at blockchain speed, native zero-knowledge privacy on a network with established institutional partners and ISO20022 alignment is not a feature, it's a prerequisite, and it shipped in January, while XLM was trading at 16 cents.
Stellar CEO Danelle Dixon published a landmark interoperability proposal on January 23 of 2026, one day after X-Ray went live. The document outlined Stellar's plan to integrate formally with Swift's ISO20022 infrastructure, positioning XLM as the settlement layer between legacy banking and open blockchain protocols. She wrote this as a member of the ISO20022 initiative, the Interoperability Standards Organization for Digital Assets, alongside MIT, Chainlink, and other leading blockchain projects. The goal of that initiative is to establish universal tokenization standards that allow tokenized assets to move seamlessly across any technology stack, with full compliance, transparency, and scalability. The CEO of XLM's network is not waiting to be invited into the global financial infrastructure conversation. She is in the room where the standards are being written. Now, let's sit with the full picture. Raphael's story, the man in Dubai sending money home to Manila, is not a hypothetical designed to make a coin sound important. It is the documented reality of 1.4 billion people who currently move money across borders through systems that were built when international communication meant sending a telex. The global remittance market alone, the specific corridor where Stellar's network was designed to operate, processes over $800 billion annually and charges fees that average 5 to 8%. At 5% on $800 billion, that is $40 billion per year extracted from the most economically vulnerable participants in the global financial system, people who work abroad and send money to families in countries where that money matters most. $40 billion annually in fees, from people who can least afford to pay them. Stellar was built to eliminate that extraction, not reduce it, eliminate it, with fees of 0.00002 XLM per transaction, with 3 to 5 second settlement, with an anchor network embedded in over 180 countries through MoneyGram alone. With native ISO20022 compatibility, that means every bank in the world that upgraded its messaging standard in November of 2025 can now communicate with Stellar's infrastructure in the same language. With zero-knowledge privacy that makes the compliance requirements of regulated institutions achievable at blockchain speed. With Franklin Templeton's tokenized treasuries, with PayPal's 250 million users, with the CME's institutional derivatives infrastructure, with a CEO writing the interoperability proposals that define how blockchain and legacy finance connect. And XLM is currently trading at 16 cents. Not because the technology is not real, the technology is live and processing billions of dollars in real transactions right now. Not because the partnerships are not real, they are documented, verified, and operational. Not because the institutional infrastructure is not real, CME futures, Wisdom Tree ETPs, Franklin Templeton on-chain, PayPal deployment, all real, all live, all happening while the price reflects none of it. XLM is at 16 cents because the market prices narrative before it prices infrastructure, because the coins that trend on crypto Twitter are the ones whose prices move first, because the coins that quietly build the plumbing for the global financial system move last, and they move large when the recognition finally arrives. Raphael does not know what XLM is, he just knows the money arrived, in 4 seconds, for free, and that the world got smaller. The coin that made his world smaller is sitting at 16 cents, and the window to own it before the world figures out what it actually built is narrowing with every institutional partnership, every protocol upgrade, every CME listing, every swift interoperability proposal that quietly confirms what the technology has already become. The internet once made information free. Stellar is making value free, and the coins that made the internet smaller are the most valuable pieces of infrastructure in human history. You are looking at the same moment, right now, in the price chart of a coin most people have written off as boring. It is not boring. It is the plumbing of the next financial world, and it is 16 cents. If this changed the way you see what XLM is actually building, smash that like button right now. Cinematic, research-backed content like this only reaches the people who need it when the algorithm sees it performing. That like is what makes it travel. Subscribe if you want the stories behind the coins, the documented human impact, the institutional evidence, and the honest picture of what is being built and why it matters beyond the price chart. Now here's your comment. In one sentence, what does it mean to you personally that a cross-border payment can now settle in 4 seconds for a fraction of a penny? Drop it below. I want to read the real answers. And if you know someone who thinks XLM is just another cheap crypto going nowhere, send them this video. Let the story do the work. The world got smaller. XLM helps shrink it.